Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudos Crochet and More. This is your host Crystal. Today is a little bit of history, a little bit of whips, just some chit-chatting. So I have been listening to a book on Audible, and you can purchase the book on Amazon as well, and I will link it in the description box below. It is called The Fabric of Civilization. If I can remember the name, that'd be awesome. The Fabric of Civilization. And it first talks about different fabrics that were used way before other fabrics came in, like flax, how they produced the material to make different items, what they called as rutting or something like that. I'm a little further along, and I should have taken notes, about this next piece of information. As you'll see on the thumbnail, it says, we got cotton how? So there was a traveler, a traveler in another country, and it was a place that isn't normally compatible with growing cotton. Cotton needs a lot of heat, sun, and very little rain. That's why you see it mostly in the southern states, like Texas, where I'm at. It has dwindled down because more people are buying cotton from over in other areas that have produced it longer than the U.S. has. But, so the person, and I cannot remember the name, and if I can remember his name, I will put it up here to let you guys know his name. Again, he was traveling in another country, found it, got some seeds, and when he was leaving to come back to Mississippi, because that's where he lived, they told him he couldn't export the cotton seeds. That was illegal. Well, he found out that he could export the dowels. So what did he do with dowels? He put the cotton seed inside the dowel and brought it back over to America. So from this information, the U.S. smuggled cotton from another country inside of dowels, which made me laugh because all the people that do amigurumi, what are you filling your dolls with? What are you filling your stuffed animals with? Some of it's called polyfill, but it could be like a mix of polyfill. I think is a mix of polyester and maybe cotton, or just polyester. Let me see here. Polyfill, there it is. Polyfill stuffing. So it's considered fiber fill, but I'm trying to see here what it's actually made of. Let me see. No, close. Okay, so it's polyester fibers, but still, it made me laugh. Even though it's not cotton, it kind of does look like cotton. You're stuffing that inside of your dowel, whatever you're making amigurumi wise. So it almost feels like you're bringing back to how cotton started in the U.S., in Mississippi, specifically in Mississippi. I tried to research a little bit before I got on and did this, but there's nothing about that. The one thing that I did find has nothing to do with the information that I heard, because it's saying that, Eli Whitney, a native of Massachusetts, secured a patent on the cotton gin, and cotton seeds are believed to have been planted in Florida in 1556 and in Virginia in 1607. By 1616, colonists were growing cotton along the James River in Virginia. But see, that's interesting because cotton does not need a whole lot of water to populate, to grow. That's why it's best in the southern states. Now, Virginia, it is, they can consider it a southern state, even though it's really more northern to me than southern, because there's quite a difference between Texas and Virginia. Even Alabama and Virginia have different heat there. So I thought that was funny. I was cracking up. I was driving somewhere and I heard that, and I'm like, okay, so people who are making amigurumi dolls, anything related to amigurumi, you're just going back, in my opinion, you're just going back to the first person who smuggled the seeds over. Even though it's not cotton, it's polyester. I'm sure if cotton was more affordable, it probably would be cotton that you would stuff it with for the amigurumi stuff. So, now that I've given you a little bit of history, again, I will put the book in the description box. It is available on Amazon. You can get it on Audible to listen to it. It is a quite extensive book. I've read about the silkworms, or listened to about the silkworms, and there's some very interesting information about that as well, and how they actually got the silk from the worms. So, no worms. I mean, there were worms that were affected when they got that, but it wasn't like they had to kill them to get the silk from them, if I remember correctly from the listening to it. I have to be careful. If I'm in the car with my husband and we're talking, I don't hear all the information. So from this book, they're saying that we smuggled, well, Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, a person who lived there smuggled back the seeds to start growing cotton in the U.S. So cotton did not originate here. It's great when we do still provide fibers for yarn, for clothing, all that stuff, if made, from the U.S., but to know that it came from another country and that it did not actually start here was pretty interesting to hear. I don't remember what they were talking about when I listened to it last, but they were talking about the silkworms and how is it the CDC? Yeah, the CDC kind of started way back when the silkworms were, you know what? Let me see something. I know, I should have had all this information up for you guys, but no, of course not. I think it was Gossie and Silk. Oh, let me spell silk right. Worms. Silkworms. There we go. All right. Let's see. Yeah, they exclusively feed. They're a type of caterpillar that feed exclusively on mulberry leaves. And I'm trying to... Let's see. Of course, maybe it was Bossy. Let me see. Okay, it's not coming up, but there was a gentleman that was trying to figure out why some of the worms were getting sick and dying and other ones weren't, and it was all like infectious disease type of thing, and it was very interesting to hear that. I'm thinking that there's more to that, but I haven't heard the rest of it, so I am only on chapter 2, and this is a lot of information that this book has already provided. So, okay, now, the first thing is this I have to take a break from, but this is basically my tester for the pattern to see how well it works up, how much yarn it's going to take to make it. I'm actually going to have to put it'll be the same type of yarn, but two different colors together because I don't have enough of one color to make the full size blanket. Because these yarns, this one here is the Garden Batik from Premier, and it's been discontinued. It was 100% micro acrylic, which is really soft. It's almost like the Eversoft that they had, but it's a thinner yarn. It's a number 3 weight. And this is the label off of one of them. Again, this is no longer available, but you can see how it works up on. There we go. Now that is knit. So I'll show you how it's working up as crochet. Both of these items that I'm making are with yarns that have been discontinued on Premier's website, but they do have great yarn. So if, you can always find something that's compatible that would be similar to this on their website. So this is a corner to corner chevron. You start out to the bottom. It's going this direction. I will be putting a border on this to kind of even out the edges, but I have to go. Yeah, I'm right here. I'm on this side. So that was the right side I was showing you guys. So it's a chevron, but it's corner to corner chevron. I really do like how the colors are playing out. Some of them the colors almost go completely across, and then a little bit's left over. But as it keeps getting wider, it's going to probably cut down on how far the stitches how far you can go with the stitch before it changes. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the color for this one is Delilah. Yeah, Delilah. And again, these are made in all Premier yarns are made in Turkey unless otherwise, stated. But here's the information on Delilah. And there was a lot number for this. It is machine wash on wash cold, tumble dry low. I am probably going to turn this into something for a baby blanket. This is a 3 weight. I am going to do it in a 4 weight as well so you guys can see the difference. And I'll let you know how much yarn for each weight of yarn how much yarn it will take to make the blanket. Okay. And then the other one I'm working on currently, this is making this for my stepmother's great-grandkid that's going to be here in July. I'm actually making 2 blankets, but I'm starting with this one. I'm using anti-pilling DK colors. This is no longer available either. This is also a 3 weight yarn. This one is the color Raindrop. There's a little bit of greenish gray. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's like the color that I'm working with currently. Yeah, okay. So it's like a blue, a gray, a light blue, a dark blue, a gray, a light gray, and then a darker gray. And then there's a little bit of silver here, right here, which I think I'll be coming up on here. Yep, I'll be changing color. I'm currently on the darker gray right here. But this pattern is Jada and Stitches' 12-point star blanket. It's a pretty easy blanket. I think a lot of people have this pattern. They just use different colors or different weights. It is very customizable. You can make it as big as you want, as little as you want. You could change the weight of yarn. You just change the size of the hook. Both of these I'm using a 4mm hook, and it's actually the one that I got that is no longer available on Amazon, which makes me so bad. Because I really like this set. You can still buy them, but they're individually bought now. It's the Nice Met, also known as, here's the box. I still have the box. These, I did an unboxing for these. I really do like these hooks. It's just sad that they don't have the set anymore. They have a set Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches reviewed where it's all metal instead of acrylic and metal. and she's actually starting to like hers more, that she's working with them. There's something on them, I guess, that she had to work through to get that squeak. This sounded like, when she reviewed them, and I'm not, it sounded like nails on a chalkboard. It was so irritating. But she said that they're actually working out well for her. So I will link the individual ones down below. Now, all these links I'm linking for Amazon are affiliate links. If you click on it and you purchase something else from that link, it will still go back into the channel. But I will link the individual ones like these, and the set like Jennifer Cinnamon Stitches got. If you haven't seen her review, you can check it out. It's not honestly, I think in my opinion, an update on it would be nice, because like she said, she's been grabbing them while she's been currently waiting on her new house to be ready, because it still isn't, and she's getting very aggravated, which I would be too. But I watch her. I've been watching her since 2020. I've been watching Jada and Stitches since about then, and Creative Grandma. I do occasionally still watch Bag O' Day, but not as much as I used to, and I don't know if it's because she's changed her content. I still like her as a, crocheter and stuff. It's just, I haven't really seen any videos that pique my interest. That's just it. And that happens with a lot of people. You start one way, and then you go and you start doing something different. I'm still subscribed to her channel, so I do get notified when she puts up when she does an update video, as well as her other channel, the Nerdy Crocheter, where she shows the yarns that she's done, that she's made, because she has done a line with Mary Maxim. She's done her own hand-dyed yarns now, so that's great. I don't think I'll ever... I tried doing my own yarn, and I've tested other people's yarns, and I like them, but I don't know... Well, I don't know yarns well enough yet to say if it would really sell, so I'm just not going to even get into that. I do have some that I had samples made up of with the whole label and things on them. I might come up with something to put all those together and see how it looks, because they're all different colors. But I do know either tomorrow or Saturday, me and my husband are going to be tasting some different snacks that he found at a local grocery store where he's been working. Only one of them, that from what I can see so far, the girls, like Brownie back there, can have, because it's supposed to be bacon flavored or pork belly flavored. Either way, they'll be able, as long as we can see that there's nothing harmful for them in the ingredients, they'll be able to try those. The other ones are spicy, so that's a no-go. That probably won't... If we do it tomorrow, I might... Well, today's Thursday when I'm recording this. So if we do it tomorrow when you see this, it will probably be posted Saturday. If we do it Saturday, it'll be posted sometime next week. So, and that's why it's an and more, because I never know exactly what I'm going to be showing you guys. If we have stuff for me and my husband at taste test, because it depends on what we find at our local grocery, or while he's out of town, if he finds anything like all those Doritos. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how many different Doritos flavors he found for us to try. Now, some of them are local, but some of them were not local. So, and I'm drinking my coffee now. I still have not started the scarf for the ugly granny sweater or hat like this one. I am going to change the design just slightly for the scarf, but when I do get that done, work done, get it done, I will post it. It'll be on a Tuesday, because I'm trying to dedicate Tuesdays to tutorial days. Tuesday tutorial, Mondays is Music Monday. I hope you guys are enjoying those songs. If you watch the little videos that little things that I throw in sometimes. Sometimes I don't. If I cannot find exactly what I'm looking for, then I just throw a record player on there, like a music track is, a soundtrack is going. I do have one that I'm going to be working on for St. Patty's Day, so I will probably do it that Monday. I don't know exactly when is it during the week, or is it, because I can't believe only 2 days left, one day when you guys see this tomorrow, of February, and then that's gone. Okay, so March, so we'll, St. Patty's Day music video song will be out on the 16th, but again, you can always come back and listen to it on the 17th if you want to. I think it's pretty funny. I'm just trying to find the right picture that I want, right image that I want for to go along with the music. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of what else is there. Oh, if you have any ideas about today's video, yesterday's video, if you've watched it, it was the Mary Maxim October's Crochet Club reveal on what I did. I'm not going to tell you what I did because if you haven't watched it, you don't know. But if you watch that and you have an idea of what to do with what I made, let me know in the comment section. Should I add a border? Should I leave it as it is? Should I add tassels and make it into a wrap? Should I just let it go? Because I don't have enough yarn left to do a full border around the finished project, finished item. I do still have to weave in the ends, but I'm trying to see if anybody has any ideas on what I should do with that before I weave them in. Because if I add a border and it covers that up, I'm not going to do that. But if I don't add a border, then I'm going to go ahead and hide the tails. Oh, this hat, if you haven't watched it yet, there is a tutorial called the Ugly Granny Sweater Hat on the channel. I will link that down below. This is actually the hat that I work up during that tutorial. I'm actually really liking this hat. I don't know why. It's the yarn that I got. I threw away the box from it, but it was the dupe Crochet Society advent calendar. So I got 2 hats out of it. Plus, I'm going to get a scarf out of it. I don't know how long the scarf will be, but it'll probably be long enough to wrap around a couple times. Because I have this much. I still have it in a Ziploc baggie to keep it gets really dusty here. I have this, and 2 of these made 1 of these. Actually, this one didn't take 2. There was still a little bit left that I'm going to incorporate into the scarf. So that's what I have to make the scarf with. And I'm going to do a similar stitch to this, but not exactly. So just keep an eye out. Like I said, it'll be up on a Tuesday once it is done, and I will name it the Ugly Granny Sweater Scarf. Okay, so there's that. I have not gotten anywhere else on the Crochet Society Advent Calendar blanket. It'll have to be put on hold for right now till I get the 2 blankets that I need to get done for my mother-in-law. So when her son comes in June, I can have them ready to be handed off for them to give to the grandbaby, great-grandbaby, when it comes in July. So that's going to be put on the back burner for now. I still have ideas and plans for my chocolate-covered strawberry blanket, as well as my s'mores blanket. I keep changing on how I want to create them, but once I do get that down, it might depend on, excuse me, I probably can't hear that, but it depends on how this looks once it's done. Depends on whether or not I do use this pattern for one of those blankets. Okay. That needs to stop doing that, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to update you guys on right now. Crochet wise, health wise, I do have possibly an inner ear infection in my left ear. I went to the doctor today thinking I was getting set up with a primary care physician, and it was not. So I had her look at my ear anyways, because it flares up. It's like, right now it's hurting, but not really bad. But later on, it could be like throbbing really bad in my ear. And I don't want to lose the hearing in that ear because I didn't take care of it. So yeah, next week I get to go to the primary care physician to get established, because it's been a long time since I had my blood work checked and all that stuff. So that's actually a week from today when I'm recording this. I did get the neon, basic neon from Premier. If you haven't seen that unbagging, I am a little goofy in the beginning because I was so excited to finally get it. And I have ideas working in my head for that too, but I really need to see if white or black yarn will be better for the colors, or if alternating black and white would actually be a better idea. That's an idea I didn't think about. I'll have to think of that. Doing a like a row of the neon, or round, or however I do it. Do a row of white, another color, then black, then another color. That might be what I do. I'll have to see how it plays out, to see how well it contrasts and pulls the colors through, because you don't want to you want to make the neon pop. So I think that's what I might do. That is an idea. Let me know if you've gotten this far in the video. Let me know what you think. Should I do neon black, neon white, neon black, neon white, neon black, and just keep repeating it like that? Let me know what you think. You think that would look good? Do you think it would look too messy? And I honestly won't know until I start working it up, depending on what pattern I choose to use. And that's another thing. I will get back to doing like stitch tutorials with you guys, as well as the patterns that I chose from the Crochet Nation newspapers, because there are a lot of them that I want to try, but I need to make sure that when I select it, I have everything that I need to make that item or do that stitch. If it's a stitch and it's actually not proprietary, basically it's a well-known stitch by several different names, I will do a stitch tutorial. If it's not, then what I will do is I will either create a scarf, blanket, hat, something to showcase that stitch. The last one that I got was called the spider stitch. Now, it's not the traditional spider stitch you're probably thinking of. It is different, because I thought it was something else when I saw it, because I saw the multiple, I saw, what you do, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's called the spider stitch this way. Okay. But it is actually different than what I thought, and probably what you think. So I'm going to have to research to find out if it's known as anything else or just the spider stitch. Because it's like you're doing a V-stitch, but you're not. I mean, you are, but you're not, kind of thing. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it exactly. And I actually have to change it a little bit, because the way that the pattern reads is different, or I was reading it wrong. I don't know. So there's that. Yeah, I think if it's not proprietary, like somebody, you didn't just come up with the stitch. It's a known stitch, known by multiple names, like the moss stitch. that's known by multiple names. That's the moss stitch, and there's something else it's called the seed stitch, I think. But it's not like anybody like created a whole new stitch. If it's something like that, then you really cannot do a tutorial on it. Like Creative Grandma just did the double slip stitch, which is actually a really cool pattern. And you can use it. You don't have to use it for your whole pattern, but you can throw it in there to give it some texture, and that's what it does. It gives texture to your item, because it does state. I did read that it gives kind of a stretchy feel because of how it's done. But if you haven't seen that, check out Creative Grandma. I'm not gonna, I do like her. I like watching her. I watch her and Cody on Tuesdays. All day while I'm working, I'm listening and doing other things. So, yeah. All right. And I think I'm gonna wrap it up now. Again, if you seen today's video, which will be yesterday by the time you see this, because I'm recording it Thursday, you'll see it Friday the 27th. Let me know what you think I should do with that I finished, and keep a lookout for the tutorial for the ugliest granny sweater scarf, the tongue twister. And again, I will link below the Nice Met set, the full metal set, and then these ones will be individually in there for you to check out. If you like Susan Bate inline hooks, these are great. And I also like that it goes down to like here with the same size shaft before it starts to get wide. So you have a good amount of working space on the hook itself, because some of them start sooner. So as long as you don't go past that point, you're good, because it does get wider down here. Now, if you tend to pull your stitches tight, and when you move it up, you pull to tighten it, you should be okay too. But if you like Susan Bates or inline hooks, that's what these are. They're not Susan Bates, but they're inline hooks. You can just buy one. Give it a try. And then the Fabric of Civilization, I will also link that down below, and you can check out if you want to get because you can get it on the Kindle. You can actually receive a physical copy, or you can get it on Audible if you have an Audible account. All right. Well, if you liked today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content and haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and then the notification bell so you're always aware of when I put out new content. Until next time, I hope you all stay safe, stay warm, and happy crafting, crocheting, crafting. Bye-bye.